Chapter 14. Samson went down to the city of Timnah, and there he saw a Philistine young woman. He returned home and said to his father and his mother, "I saw in Timnah a young Philistine woman. Ask for that woman for me, because I want to marry her." "Why did you go looking for a wife among the Philistines? Those people who do not practice circumcision? Couldn't you find a woman among our relatives, or among our own people? It is that woman that I want. It is her that I like." His father and his mother did not know that it was the Lord God who was guiding Samson to do that. God was looking for an opportunity to attack the Philistines, who at that time ruled over the people of Israel. Samson went down with his parents to the city of Timnah. When Samson was passing through the vineyards of Timnah, a young lion came roaring at him, but the Spirit of the Lord made Samson strong. With his own hands, Samson tore the lion apart as if it were a young goat. However, he did not tell his father or his mother what he had done. Then he went to talk to the woman and liked her. A few days later, Samson went back there to marry her. He left the road to take a look at the lion he had killed, and he was amazed to see a swarm of bees and honey inside the body of the dead animal. Then he took the honey with his hands and went away. He went to where his father and his mother were and gave them some, and they ate. But Samson did not tell them that he had taken the honey from the body of the lion. Samson's father went to the woman's house, and Samson gave a banquet there, as was the custom of young men. When the Philistines saw Samson, they brought 30 young men to celebrate with him. And Samson said to them, "I have a riddle for you. I bet 30 linen tunics and 30 fine clothes, that before the 7 days of the wedding feast pass, you will not give me the answer. Tell us, what is the riddle?" From the eater came food, and from the strong came sweetness. 3 days later, they still had not found the answer to the riddle. On the 4th day, they said to Samson's wife, "Find a way to get your husband to give the answer to the riddle. If you don't do that, we will burn your father's house and burn you along with it. You only invited us here to rob us, didn't you?" Then Samson's wife said to him, crying, "You don't love me, you hate me. You gave a riddle to my friends and did not tell me the answer. I didn't tell even my father or my mother. Why do you think I would tell you?" Then she cried during the rest of the days of the feast. On the 7th day, since the woman kept insisting, he told her the answer, and she told it to her friends. So on the 7th day, before sunset, the men of the city said to Samson, "What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? If you had not talked with my wife, you would not now know the answer." Then the Spirit of the Lord made Samson strong. He went down to Ashkelon, and there killed 30 men, took the fine clothes they wore, and gave those clothes to the young men who had answered the riddle. Then he returned to his father's house, furious about what had happened. And Samson's wife was given to the man who had been his best man at the wedding. Chapter 15. Sometime later, during the wheat harvest, Samson went to visit his wife and took for her a young goat. And he said to her father, "I want to go into the room of my wife." But her father did not allow him and answered, "I thought you hated her, and so I gave her in marriage to your friend. But her younger sister is even more beautiful. If you want, you can take her. This time I am not responsible for what I will do to the Philistines." Then he caught 300 foxes, tied them 2 by 2 by the tails, and fastened a torch to each pair of tails. Set fire to the torches, and released the foxes into the wheat fields of the Philistines. And the fire burned not only the wheat that had already been harvested, but also what was still in the fields. Also the vineyards and olive groves were burned, and the Philistines asked, "Who did this?" And they learned that Samson had done that because his father-in-law had taken his wife and given her to his friend. Then the Philistines went and burned Samson's wife and her family alive. And Samson said, "So this is how you do? Well, I swear that I will not rest until you pay for this." And he attacked furiously, killed many of them, then left there and went to the cave of the rock of Etam. The Philistines went, camped in Judah, and attacked the city of Lehi. The men of Judah asked the Philistines, "Why have you attacked us? We have come here to arrest Samson and to do to him the same as he did to us." Then 3,000 men of Judah went to speak with Samson in the cave of the rock of Etam. "Do you not know that the Philistines rule over us? Why did you do that?" "We have come here to tie you up and deliver you to the Philistines. Promise me that you will not kill me." "We promise. We'll only tie you up and deliver you to the Philistines. We'll not kill you." Then they tied him with 2 new ropes, and brought him out of the cave. When Samson came to Lehi, the Philistines, shouting, came to meet him. But the Spirit of the Lord made Samson strong, and he broke the ropes that tied his arms and his hands, as if they were burned threads of flax. He found there a donkey's jawbone that was still fresh. He took the jawbone, and with it killed 1,000 men. Then he began to sing, "With the jawbone of a donkey, I killed 1,000 men. With the jawbone of a donkey, I made heaps upon heaps of bodies." Then he threw away the jawbone, and that place was called the Hill of the Jawbone. Samson became very thirsty and made this prayer to God: "The Lord, you have given me this great victory. Will you now let me die of thirst and fall into the hands of these uncircumcised people?" Then, in the city of Lehi, God opened a hollow place, and from it came water. Samson drank that water and felt much better. That spring was called En-Hakkore and exists to this day. Samson judged the people of Israel 20 years in the time when the Philistines ruled that land. Chapter 16. From there, Samson went to the city of Gaza. There he saw a prostitute and had relations with her. The people of Gaza learned that Samson was there, so they surrounded the place and stayed the whole night waiting for Samson at the city gate. They stayed quiet, thinking, "Let us wait until morning, then we will kill him." But Samson lay down only until midnight, then got up and tore out the city gate with its posts and bars, put everything on his shoulders, and carried it to the top of the hill that is in front of the city of Hebron. After this, Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah, lived in the valley of Sorek. Then the rulers of the 5 cities of the Philistines came to speak with her. "Find a way for Samson to tell you why he is so strong, and how we can overpower him, tie him, and leave him helpless. If you do this, each of us will give you 1,100 pieces of silver." Then Delilah asked Samson, "Please tell me the secret of your strength. If someone wants to tie you and leave you helpless, what must he do, huh? If they tie me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have not yet dried, I will become weak, and will be like any other man." Then the rulers of the Philistines brought to Delilah 7 fresh bowstrings that had not yet dried, and she tied Samson. Delilah had left some men hidden, waiting in the other room. Then she shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are coming!" And he broke the bowstrings as if they were burned threads of flax. So they still did not know what was the secret of Samson's strength. Then Delilah said to him, "Until now, you have lied and made fun of me. Please tell me how someone can tie you." Gosh. "If they tie me with new ropes that have never been used, I will become weak, and will be like any other man." Then Delilah took new ropes and tied his arms. Then she shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are coming." The men were again hidden, waiting in the other room. But Samson broke the ropes, as if they were threads of flax. Delilah said, "You continue lying and making fun of me. Tell me how someone can tie you. If you weave into a loom the 7 locks of my hair and fasten them with a large wooden peg, I will become weak and will be like any other man." Then Delilah made Samson sleep. When he fell asleep, she took and wove his 7 locks into a loom and fastened them with a large wooden peg. Then she shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are coming." But he got up, tore out the peg, and removed his hair from the loom. Then she said, "Why do you say that you love me if this is not true? You have made a fool of me 3 times, and until now have not told me why you are so strong." And she continued to ask this every day. Samson became so tired of her insistence that he could not stand it anymore, and ended up telling her the truth. "My hair has never been cut. I have been dedicated to God as a Nazirite since I was born. If my hair is cut, I will lose my strength. I'll become weak, and will be like any other man." When Delilah realized that he had told her the truth, she sent the following message to the Philistine rulers: "Come again. He has told me the truth." Then they came and brought the money. She made Samson sleep on her lap. Then she called a man, and he cut the 7 locks of Samson. Then Delilah began to provoke him, but he had lost his strength. She shouted, "Samson, the Philistines are coming." He got up and thought, "I will free myself as always." Samson did not know that the Lord had left him. The Philistines seized him and gouged out his eyes. Then they took him to Gaza and bound him with bronze chains and put him to work in prison, grinding grain. But his hair began to grow again. The Philistine rulers gathered to hold a feast, and offer a great sacrifice to their god Dagon. They sang, "Our God has delivered our enemy Samson into our hands." And the people, when they saw Samson, sang praises to the god Dagon. "Our God has delivered into our hands the enemy who destroyed our land and killed many of us." And in the middle of that joy they said, "Call Samson so that he may entertain us." They brought Samson out of prison and entertained themselves at his expense. Then they placed him between the pillars of the temple. Then Samson said to the boy who guided him by the hand, "Let me touch the pillars that support the temple, so that I may lean on them." The temple was full of men and women. The 5 Philistine rulers were there. On the roof there were about 3,000 men and women watching Samson and entertaining themselves at his expense. And Samson prayed to the Lord, "O Lord my God, I ask you to remember me. Please give me strength, just this once more. Let me at once take vengeance on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." Then he took hold of the 2 central pillars that supported the temple. With his right hand on one pillar and his left hand on the other, he pushed with all his weight against them. "Let me die with the Philistines." Then he pushed with all his strength, and the temple fell on the rulers and all the other people. And thus Samson killed more people in his death than during his life. Samson's brothers and all his family came to get his body. They took him and buried him between Zorah and Eshtal in the tomb of Manoah, his father. Samson had judged the people of Israel for 20 years.